Happy Friday, everybody. Oregon takes on Tennessee Tech tomorrow, and here are some things to watch out for. Clearly, the biggest area of focus for Duck fans is going to be, can Oregon put together a full 60 minutes of good quality football? It's something they haven't been able to do this year. They're facing an FCS opponent, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to get on the field and dominate from snap one. It starts on the offensive line. This group's been really good in bursts, especially in first half stretches this year, but their second halves have been nothing short of terrible. I think this is partially a result of trying to move in and out of a lot of guys, find the best personnel group and who's going to work where and work together the best, as well as some injury concerns. Tyler Johnstone's left with an injury, Carson York's left with an injury, as has Kyle Long. So being able to really find some continuity with the offensive line and put together a full game of work is something I'm going to be watching out for. The pass rush continuing to show improvement is something else. 3 sacks against Fresno State, which was clearly better than their no-sack performance against Arkansas State. But Deion Jordan and the boys can continue to assert themselves more, and especially against this Tennessee Tech team, which is going to have very inferior opponents. The last thing in special teams, if Tennessee Tech isn't going to kick to DeAnthony Thomas on kickoffs, I don't think anybody is this season. It's really frustrating because it's probably a viable strategy against Oregon to just kick away from them, either kick it short, or if you've got the leg for it, just boot it out the back of the end zone every time. I'm really doubting that we're going to see DeAnthony Thomas return that many kicks this year, just because he won't be given the opportunities, and it's really sad because he is absolutely electric back there. Some players to watch: Avery Patterson. He had his first career start last week replacing John Boyett, and he's going to be a big deal, and he's going to have to step up this season replacing Boyett. He did a good job against Fresno State, and I think he's got the potential to really be a quality starter at free safety, but that development's got to continue. Deion Jordan, like I said, he's been near invisible the first 2 games against really not great offensive lines. There's no reason he shouldn't have been in the backfield a lot more. So really seeing Deion Jordan come out and be the dominating force that he can be is something I'm going to be looking forward to. Lastly, we'll take a look around the Pac-12. It starts tonight with Washington State taking on UNLV, and then bright and early for some morning football on Saturday as Cal travels to the Horseshoe to take on Ohio State. Can this be another one of those wonky, nobody-saw-it-coming Pac-12 upsets? Probably not, because Zach Maynard's at quarterback, but you never really know, especially with Ohio State and their own inconsistent quarterback in Braxton Miller. Other games going on around the Pac-12 on Saturday. The Pac-12 conference schedule opens in Palo Alto with Stanford taking on USC. That's going to be a pretty big game. Stanford looked good last week against Duke, bouncing back from their opening showing against San Jose State. And this is really USC's first real test of the year. So I think this will be a big measuring stick for both of those teams. Other games going on around the Pac-12. Let's see, Colorado takes on Fresno State. Judging from what we saw last week by both of those teams, that should be a laugher for the Bulldogs. Oregon State off this week. Washington takes on Portland State. Arizona State will ride their 2-0 momentum into Columbia to take on the Missouri Tigers, who will try to bounce back after their last week's loss to Georgia. Other games tomorrow night going on. UCLA takes on Houston. Utah and BYU will have the Holy War. And Arizona takes on South Carolina State. So that's a quick look at the Pac-12. Have a good time tomorrow wherever you're watching the game, be that Autzen or somewhere else. Go Ducks. Let's see if we can put a whole 60 minutes together and enter Pac-12 competition with a solid and comfortable 3-0. For AddictedToQuack.com, this has been Takimoto.